part 2 of this video needs to be about service and the service advisors. I feel like it's very important for, like sometimes I think when you go to a dealership, you can't always get access to the mechanics. So you have to talk to the service advisor, and if they know what they're talking about, it's a lot easier, because honestly, like motorcycle talk is vibrations, all of that kind of stuff. So if the service advisor isn't a rider, I feel like
just going to mention that.
Yeah, if they're not a rider, I feel like you're talking to like a brick wall. It's like you need to. Sometimes I feel like it's like therapy. Therapy is when you're going to the service advisor, and if the service advisor can't meet your or understand what you're trying to get to, you need to go to the main guy, which is the mechanic.
Yes.
And again, if the mechanic is not a rider and he just knows things by the book, or he knows things from actual experience, yeah, it makes a big difference. But I feel like Imran said, the service advisor needs to be a very, very knowledgeable person. He needs to know what he's talking about. He needs to be able to make you feel comfortable, so that you don't have to go around him to get to the mechanic. So you start feeling comfortable basically. I feel like when I go to a dealership now and I talk to them, sometimes I get the answers that I'm looking for, and then sometimes I just wish they'd admit.
You get a bill only. That's why you ask us to change your kidneys. We change your kidneys only. No, you're very much right. I mean, talking about service advisor, there are a couple of personal experience, and I've seen in dealers, almost all the dealers in Bahrain. Okay, nothing in particular, but yes, when you don't know how to ride bike, you don't know how to test. See, if the bike came up for a complaint, one has to have a knowledge. Is it the right thing? You see, I mean, we work for the dealers, all right? You as a customer, you've been to the, let's say, I'll talk about anything. I would say you can talk about even cars or boats or whatever you have it, but what was your experience as an after sales, picking up on service advisor of not having knowledge?
It has happened like many of times, when I go to them, tell them about a particular problem, they are not able to figure it out in a first go. It's me doing the research online, reading the forums and everything. Then I come and tell them, so this and so is the particular issue. That's when they figure it out.
Okay.
So that's the trouble.
By then, what's it bill? Bill amount changes.
I mean, the bill's not going to change. I did half the job for you.
Yeah. I think it's so. What happens is, I'm gonna say it because when I worked for a dealership, I was doing some of the service advisor role as well. So for me, it was very. I had to basically explain to them what I know from like experience and knowledge as well. Customers would come to me and be like, "Hey, I have this problem," and the problem is our market is very small. So what happened is, because our market is so small, even the mechanics don't have all the experience with that one motorcycle. Yeah, okay, example, like this is a CBR 600 2009. When they changed the shape, they changed the engine, they did a few upgrades and everything, yeah, the newer models started having problems and stuff. So once they start having those same problems, you're like, hey, but this model didn't have it. So they've had so many of these models, they've worked on so many of these, they haven't had the experience with that.
Well, you just said that's very important actually. The technical knowledge is very important. Now, a lot of people don't send their mechanics or technicians to the abroad, get the right information and come back.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of failures in the country, a lot of failures. Don't want to name the brands, but then yes, there is a big failure, and that's where sales is affected a lot, because the after sales is the spine of the brand, the whole brand. Sales will happen only when they trust your after sales is stronger. All right, that's when again the after sales is connected with the service advisor. Service advisor is the main person.
Half the problems, I would say, the market is so small over here. And on top of that, it's a niche hobby.
It is. It's a luxury, right? Yes. That's what they call it out here.
Yes.
And then again, there are a lot of when it comes to parts and accessories, we're talking about service advisor. Service advisor actually, when it comes for a first-time service, we can even advise your complaint that there's a tire rubbed right in the middle. You need to lean the bike. So that gives you more kilometers. Your riding position is not right, sir. This, that, and all. That actually gets connections with the customer, and then the customer gets more comfortable, and there is a sales actually happens with accessories or upgradation on the bike. Yeah. There's so much connected only when it comes to after sales.
Again, same topic. The service advisor needs to have a proper understanding of the bike. He needs to be a rider to suggest the customer whether he's riding well or not.
I think it's very important, like you guys said. I feel like exactly what Imran said. There's a lot of dealerships that don't send their staff for the correct training. I know when I was at Ducati, they had an online course. So the online course made it a lot easier. Yeah, you've got the explanations. You pick up your phone, you call them up, and be like, hey, we have an issue with this motorcycle, and we try and figure out things. It made things a lot easier. Your mechanic needs to be very hands-on. He needs to be able to always be ready to learn, because of course there's always upgrades, especially with electronics and stuff on the motorcycle.
It reminded me of a few friends who were actually so mad with mechanical things that they don't really waste the time. They even sit down on YouTube,
Nice.
watch other videos, sit down and try to figure out how to sort out the issues by putting their hands onto it. Like, even though you don't know, you should actually start learning about it. It's not by experiencing on a customer's bike, but while doing it online training and all that, that actually makes a big difference. Because until you don't have a knowledge, you actually damage a customer's bike or anything that it's worth the money.
I think that's very important, because I know that like I've had like clients come up to me like when we got new brands, like new bikes in, new models as well, and all of a sudden the customer comes in and they know the weight of the bike, they know they know the rake of it, they know exactly
Wheelbase.
Yeah.
What the hell is wheelbase?
I'm just like,
okay. Now that is something serious you're talking. Go ahead. I mean, there's
Yeah,
something interesting I would love to hear.
No, it's something that it makes you feel like, okay, why don't I know that, But again, there's only so much you can know about something. You can be a professional in a lot of things, right? Jack of all trades, as they say, right? Master of none. That's what happens.
This is when this was old age time that people used to say that, hey, you need to be master of one, but today's time you need to be jack of all. But that actually kind of masters you in relationship with clients or friends, sharing your knowledge. We always say that share your knowledge to a max, and that's what we're trying to do over here now. That I think it's going to hit somewhere to a lot of dealers or a lot of brands taking seriousness or a lot of things that can actually bring in changes in their sales.
No, very nice.
I mean, this was one of the reasons why we started off, working on our own bikes, because we could figure out the problems way easier. We could do
that's when we found out how simple it was. Okay, but then again, there was warranty, so be careful with that. Don't play with bikes. Until the warranty doesn't void, you can still handle it.
I think it's very important not to just be a YouTube mechanic.
No, not at all.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
It's a fact. It's a fact that all videos on YouTube, they're always gonna do the bare stuff in front of you. They're just gonna make it they're gonna show you the very simple stuff, and there's always a part where they pause the video and they're just gonna do like the magic trick, the part that they never show to anybody, and then they start the video again. So don't fall victim to that, because honestly, I would rather give my bike to a mechanic that I trust or to a shop that I trust and be like, hey, listen, do everything according to the torque specs. I'm not in a rush for my motorcycle, get it done right. We are only riding on 2 wheels, so anything can go wrong at any time. So it's very, very, very important to know what you're getting yourself into. Know your mechanic is something that we always say. If you're just gonna trust something on YouTube, you might get it right, and I hope you do. But if you don't, then it's just gonna be a problem for not just for you, but for your family, your friends, everybody else around you. So take motorcycle mechanical work. Take it very, very serious. This is something that we always try to explain to people, and they always say, oh, this garage is cheaper, I'd rather go to them because of the price, but that price could be your life. It's something that, sometimes I spend a lot more money on servicing something or getting something done, but I'd rather get it done the right way than to make a mistake.